In today's episode, we're going to be going over how to become the real estate agent for a professional sports team. Yes, you heard it correctly. The real estate agent for a professional sports team. We're going to talk about who do you need to build the relationship with. We're going to talk about why this is a good niche. We're going to talk about if you need to pay to earn that relationship. And we're also going to talk about like how to get your foot in the door. Once you meet the right individual that you need to build the relationship with, what to say to get that opportunity that you need to become the real estate agent for a professional sports team. To help us with that, we have Andrés Bustamante with Keller Williams. Welcome to the show, brother. How are you?
Yes, sir. I'm great. And yourself? Thanks for having me.
Yeah, I'm excited about this topic because I think I know for a fact that the riches are in the niches. So anytime you can develop some sort of niche that you feel passionate about and that you can serve people at a high level, there's unbelievable amounts of potential. So let's jump right into it. How did you become the real estate agent professional sports team, and which professional sports team is it?
Yes, so this is the MLS Major League Soccer, and it is Austin FC, obviously in Austin, Texas. And with this, I had been doing real estate since I was 19. At the time that I met the first person for Austin FC, it was a mutual connection through one of my buddies, my college roommates. And this friend, he was like, hey, one of my friends is moving from Spain to Austin, and he's going to be like the under 15s coach, and he knows nothing about the city. You need to help him find a place. So I got put in touch with him. He only spoke Spanish, and I got to meet the whole family. And through real estate, like when you become friends with someone, that's when you really truly connect, and they'll introduce you to anyone else that they have in their circle. So I helped this family from Spain, found them an apartment, and we became really good friends. And from there, that person started telling other people, and it kind of snowballed. I didn't get to the players though, like the first team players or the first team coaches or anything yet, but that's where I planted the seed, to where he started telling his other friends, and his other friends started telling his other friends. So it was first planting that seed.
Got it. So it basically happened with somebody that wasn't an actual player. It was somebody that had some different type of role. Did you make money on that lease at all, or was it very little, or was it worth your time?
Dude, it was like the longest lease. I did leases to pay for college, so I was used to leases, but this lease took a long time. And we saw, like, no joke, like 30 places. It was pretty crazy. But at the end of the day, they were like, wow, there's so much value offered. This person stuck with us. I didn't make any money, but I knew it was going to be worth it. And my big passion, soccer. I'm a huge, huge football soccer fan. And I was always in my head, I'm going to be that agent, and this is where it starts.
Who was the person that you actually met? No names needed, but like what position was that person? And then how did you go about coming in contact with the person who actually started referring you to the players, or how did you get involved with the actual players?
Yes, so he's the academy director. Austin FC
Academy
started like
director.
in 2019, and he was the academy director. I got put in touch with him. Like I said, I helped other under 15s, under 20s coaches. And then after that, through like 2 years, no joke, 2 years of insisting, like with other people that I had met, like, dude, just give me one opportunity, one opportunity. That's all I'm asking for. I remember this perfectly. I'm sitting down, Austin FC had just won, and I'm with one of my friends, and I was like, bro, there's the guy that used to send, like, the player coordinator, era un gringo, an American guy, and he was the one, he would go with other agents, and I was always like, bro, just one opportunity. I'd call him, be like, let me get dinner with you, this, and he would say no.
Other real estate agents
Yeah, so
or
there was
other?
there was two there was like two, three other agents that would help Austin FC, and the player manager was an American dude. And I think I was 24 at the time, so maybe because I was 24, he was like, this guy's too young to help him. That's what I'm thinking. And I'm back. I'm at an Austin FC game. This is like 3 years back, and I'm telling my friend, it's like, bro, how can I help the Austin FC players? And the guy I was sitting next to, he was part of the Austin FC staff, and he's like, bro, you haven't met this other person. He's a Latino. He's from Uruguay. And I was like, dude, I can with anyone. I consider myself a personal person, but I was like, I can connect with this guy right away. So I got his contact information, and I like hounded him. I was like, look, I've done this for these people, this for that. And I even told my friends that I'd helped from Austin FC put a good word in for me. And 6 months of like, let's get dinner, let's do this, just give me one shot. We got dinner, because you need to meet the right people. Whenever you meet the right person in anything, that opens so many doors, much more doors than money can open. So with this, I got dinner with him, Latino from Uruguay, great person, and we're just talking because I didn't want to make it business. For me, it was like I want to get to know you, and I want you to see like the value that I can offer without really talking business. And at the end, I'll make my ask. So, dude, the dinner's great, everything's great, and I'm asking him about his story because I wanted to get a nugget to then tailor it to my ask. And he tells me, I was like, how did you start? And he says, well, look, I started off as a ticket guy. I would sell tickets, and every time I would see the coach, I would ask him, give me an opportunity to help the players.
Well, I imagine too that like there wasn't like a roadmap that you were following. It's
Oh,
kind of like
no.
it's kind of just like you knew what you wanted and you were kind of figuring things out. It's almost like I became the real estate agent for the county of Ventura for the county to help them whenever somebody passes away or goes into conservatorship. And I knew I wanted to become that agent because obviously I knew I could help them. I mean, I just kept there wasn't like a roadmap. Here's how to do it. And I kept asking people, how do I do this? When does a contract come up? Boom. Until an opening came and then I became that person. So if somebody didn't know somebody and like, let's say you were going over this blueprint all over again, if you wanted to do it faster, how would you do that?
Okay, step by step. And dude, it's perfect. Like, I'm going to tell you step by step. The first thing, though, I want to mention is you need to really well and truly believe that you're going to be offering value. And that's with a mindset shift because a lot of the time people will think if I keep insisting I'm going to be annoying, it's more so I know that I can offer so much value and I'm the best agent that I'm going to keep insisting because of that. So it was a mindset shift that I learned to keep asking because I knew I was the best possible for that. So going back to how can anyone do the same? Do it. Volunteer events. Like Austin FC has something known as 4ATX, and I'm sure any sports team like the Cowboys or whoever LA Rams, they have volunteer events that the team sets up. Right there, that's when you want to connect with the staff. Do not go directly for the players because they already have their people. They have so much going on. It's not like if I go up to a player, it's like, let me be your realtor. That's not going to happen. Maybe once in a blue moon. Connect with the staff, with the people behind the scenes, offer value, and that will be the stepping stone to then connecting into the coaches, players, and whatnot. It's like simple. I'm serious. Simple. It's easy, not simple though. That's what I'm getting to.
Yeah.
It's just one of those volunteer events though.
How do you provide value? Like, meaning, like, what do those types of people look for? And
Oh
it
yeah.
sounds like you weren't interested in the money. It sounds like the vision was to become the person, and you knew that the money would come eventually. But at
Yes.
first, it doesn't sound like you were making very much money off the leases. It actually sounds like it was probably costing you money because it was taking so much time for like $1,000 or something like that.
Yeah. No, I mean, when I was starting off from 19 to 23, the leases was just to pay for college. Then I graduated, then I transitioned from buying to selling. But, okay, with professional athletes, the big things here are like if they have kids, the daycare stuff, like pediatricians, or honestly, anything that can make it as easy as possible, like school districts. That's massive. Like, what are the best school districts? The best school districts, it depends on what someone thinks is best. So it's kind of hard there. But just recommendations for everything that you can think of in their lives and just making it smooth and being like, here, hand me down. This is what it is. That's huge. And the one thing I learned with working with athletes, treat them more normal than normal people. And they will freaking love you for that. If you're like, oh my God, like, they're, yeah, everyone treats them like that, unfortunately.
But if you're just kind of, hey, how are you doing? Like just a normal client, basically, but go above and beyond for them.
Definitely. Yeah.
You know what's funny? I spoke with Jordan Cohen, who's like the number one Remax luxury agent in the world, and he works for a lot with the Rams, like a lot of the players of the
Oh,
Rams.
nice.
Kobe Bryant was his client, basically. Kobe Bryant
I
actually
love Kobe.
allowed him to do his kid's birthday party at the Staples Center. So, but he had like a really good relationship with him. Like, imagine having
Yeah,
a
he
relationship like
must.
that with
Yeah,
Kobe,
at the
but
Staples Center.
but what he said very similar things. What he said, it was that a lot of it is whatever they need. They need restaurant recommendations, they need school districts, whatever. It's
Everything.
more than just real estate, basically. It's like, and if you don't know it, he would figure it out and just provide that, almost like a concierge type of service where
Oh,
he
yeah.
was there for whatever they needed, basically.
Yes, that, and then I have them on. I have them on Client Giant. Client Giant is this. It's great, and you can set up like a recurring. You can send gifts every quarter, and I send all of those clients like gifts, like, hey, summer's coming, have these things for the beach or something like that. But it's great. Yeah, so it's these small things, like the small touches, but just like you said, going above and beyond, treating them normal, though, that's very important.
Let me ask you this: like now that you have experience, what percentage of the business is sales versus leasing? Like, would you say it's 50-50? And do you have to do leasing, or can you get away with only doing the sales? Or if they need to lease something, is that like a requirement to be in that position?
Great question. Now, for me, it's solely buy and sell. I have like my who am I going to work with clients? Who am I going to pass to my agents? And when will I do leases? The only time I'm going to do leases is for Austin FC clients. Like I have that written down. That's the only time I do leases. I mean, because I do help Austin FC, but I have many other clients that I help as well, you know?
Yeah. And the reason for that, I'm imagining, is that if you're like, I'm not doing leases even for Austin FC, they'll likely need somebody that handles both. They want that
Definitely.
one go-to person that basically would handle both. What are some of the challenges that you've kind of faced in this transition, if any at all? Or was the most challenging thing getting the actual opportunity, basically?
It's just getting like getting used to the rejection from that because it was so many no's, like I was saying, and then also just having to figure ways out to make things work. You know, sometimes it's only Spanish speaking players, and here in Texas, sometimes there's hurdles where it's like the lenders, the title companies, just explaining the whole process to someone that, no joke, I've had this, coming from Colombia, knows nothing whatsoever about, hey, how do I get, like, because legit, they would ask me, Andres, where can I buy a car? Where can I get my credit cards? Where can I, dude, everything. So it was funny because I was like, we wear so many hats in real estate, but here I wore like the biggest hat of all time of just every single recommendation you can think of and explaining the whole process and how to get my car, like how can I apply if I don't have a credit score. Like it was a lot of things. So I've learned a lot through that maybe I didn't know before, but I was like, I'm gonna figure it out, you know, that one way or another.
So, and when I see you talk about that, I think of somebody that was willing to figure things out and somebody that was willing to go above and beyond. So, give us like a couple of stories of ways that you've gone above and beyond for players that maybe were outside of like what the normal Call of Duty is, or what a real estate agent would normally do.
Yeah, so for one example, one of these people these they were looking for a car. They wanted a car, a specific car. I legit called so many places, and I went in person to like go find the specific car that they wanted that was like far out, and I took a video in it and sent it to my client, FaceTime them, and did like, no joke, every single thing you can imagine with the car for him to be like, yes, I don't want it, no, I don't want it. He ended up not wanting it. But at the end of the day, that's one. Another one was a Portuguese player. I don't speak Portuguese. The wife and himself only Portuguese. I only spoke English. So, dude, I was like, I need to find the best Portuguese speaking agent in all of Austin. I called market centers. I posted on Facebook groups. I did everything. And I found this agent that spoke Portuguese. So, all four of us came in the car together to look at homes. I was talking to the Portuguese agent. The Portuguese agent was then translating to my clients. And then it was like a three-way translation thing. And then I would FaceTime them while they were in Brazil. It was, yeah, there's been a lot of stories where it's like a lot of FaceTimes and then bringing, like going to the car shop, like I was saying, and looking for other agents that can help with the translation stuff. There's more, but those are some of the few that I've been done with some of those players. Yeah.
Well, even like going out like to car shopping for them, going out to view the cars, it's almost like you weren't being compensated for that, but that earned you the relationship where now it's like, dude, Andres is my guy. If whatever I need, I know Andres will get it done,
Yeah,
basically.
it's when I was starting off for sure. That was I think one of the first clients that I had for Austin FC. So I was like, anything you need, I'll do it.
What about privacy? Like, do they make you sign like non-disclosures or anything like that whenever you work with them? Or what does that look like in terms of like paperwork? Do their agents typically sign the contracts? Are they signing the contracts? How does that part work?
It's a lot of hurdles. Sometimes you have to talk to their financial advisors, which they're I don't know if it's a thing for financial advisors, but they're very like standoffish sometimes. Like they think that I guess as realtors we're like trying to screw someone over. That's the impression I've gotten, and I'm like, look, dude, I'm on your side. Like, just look at the people I've held, my Google reviews, whatever you can for credibility. The biggest thing here, thankfully, through the trust I've built, they haven't had me sign that, but I know other agents that do have to sign that, like that they can't mention certain things and whatnot.
Athletes, like, typically, like, are they any different than your traditional client, aside from like, hey, look, like, some of them are relocating from a completely different part of the world, they have no idea how to even get a rental car or a credit card? Aside from that, like what is it like?
It's not, I mean, honestly, it's not very different when you get to a certain price point, as you've seen. If you get like over here in Austin, the average price point in the city of Austin is 560K. When you get over 1.5 million, it's like people's time is valuable. So you need to be efficient. You need to know the questions to ask, and you need to know when to ask them and what to do. So with here, it's not really different, not really different whatsoever. Time is valuable. Do the showings on time. Offer as much value as possible, and get the things done that you said you would get done. No BS.
What about negotiations? Are they harder negotiators than normal clients, or are they similar to normal clients? What does that look like?
What I've seen, which is funny, the Latinos are so laid back. They're like, bro, it's
Yeah.
like the trust. If someone recommends you that like is trustworthy, they'll be like, I trust this person so much now. So with me,
Yeah.
anytime I get recommended, because now all the players talk about me. Like whenever someone recommends real estate, they're like, okay, I'm gonna trust this guy right away. It's a bit different, I guess, with some other cultures, but um, they've been very smooth. I've just had one that was a bit on the harder side, but I understand, it was their second home and they had a bad experience with one agent. That was the thing. They were contingent on their home selling and then buying over here. So I had to go through myself. I interviewed the agent over there, which was great. They did a great job. And I helped them buy here. So they trusted me even more because I kind of did the interviews for them on the contingency.
Nice. What are some of the perks of being an agent for a professional sports team? Like, do you ever get invited to the games? Do you
Oh,
ever get
yeah,
to hang out with them? Do you ever get like
all the
birthday
time.
parties? Like,
Yeah, I know every game they're always like, Andres, do you want tickets? And then after the games, we go to like there's a lounge. So if they win, I can bring friends, introduce them to some of the players. We get to chat. Yeah, we like go get barbecue. We get dinner. They're like super cool. I mean, like I said, when you treat them
which
like
is,
normal people,
which is probably a dream come true for you, basically.
dude. Like I don't know if you understand how much I love soccer. Like I go every year to watch Arsenal play in London. Like every year I watch 3 games. This year I got to watch 6. Massive fan. So this was like my ever since I was in college, the main goal. The main goal is going to be Arsenal. I'm going to figure out how to do that. But Austin FC was a start. Then it'll go to Arsenal later.
I love it, man. Any final words? Like, if somebody's looking to become the real estate agent for a professional sports team, any final words that you think would be helpful to them?
Yeah, I would say don't let your age be the reason why you don't take action. And honestly, action is better than inaction with whatever you do. The people you surround yourself are also critical on this. If you want to be the sports agent, volunteer at their events and meet the staff and be purposeful about the conversation. Know your stuff. Don't just be someone that like, oh, I don't know anything, but at least know something and take the leap. Talk to that person. I mean, as you know, just taking action is the biggest thing. Don't live regretting something you didn't do. Live regretting at least something that you did. Maybe you didn't do the right thing, but at least you did it, and you took some action.
And it was funny because when you were talking about, like, I've had clients that are like, I'm like, it's funny because during the dinner, when I would do dinners with attorneys as well too, I wouldn't talk business until the very end. I would just ask them about them, like what they did. It's funny because sometimes they had a very similar story to what I was looking to do. And I would ask them for the same thing. Like, somebody gave them an opportunity. I'm like, look, just how somebody gave you the opportunity and you want it, I'm asking for that same one opportunity. Just give me that one opportunity. I promise you I won't fail you. All I'm asking is for one shot. And if you ask that, more often than not, you will eventually get what you're looking for, because everybody, like, at some point gets one opportunity in their life that changes their
100%.
life. So cool, man. If somebody wants to connect with you, what's the best way for them to do that?
Yes, so it's Instagram or TikTok, and my handle's at Andres Busta TX, AndresBustatx.
I love it, bro. Okay, cool, man. So for our viewers out there, if you've enjoyed this episode, make sure to hit that subscribe button. If you feel that this episode will be helpful to somebody, make sure to hit that share button. Andres, thank you so much. I appreciate you. And to our viewers, until next time.